Be my thought process.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess it's kind of hard to tell a professional football player not to go out there and try.
And give it your all.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I mean, at this point, man, guys, you know, if you want to take it easy, you know, if you want to make sure that you know, if you need to take a playoff or two, we're not gonna judge you on that one.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Jets 4-7, Cincinnati Bengals 0-11. Yeah, not much to say about this game, honestly.
You know what though? I
Cincinnati
heard about
the Jets are favorites.
Jets are favorite, but they were doing
favorite.
A lot of celebrating right after that last game. You know, so who knows if Cincinnati do, attempt to win this football game, they may get looked over by them. You know,
yeah,
and that they actually get a win on the season. You know, I don't know.
I mean, it's starting to Andy Dalton. He's still a decent enough. He's an average quarterback at best that can win you a game or two. Even though their roster really just not a good team overall, top to bottom.
It's not appealing.
Yeah, it's not. So I mean, the Jets have a decent roster. It's just I don't know. Like Adam Gase, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of their quarterback. I'm not a fan of California quarterbacks. Like if you went to a California school as a quarterback, you just not going to be good in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, Aaron Rodgers, he's great. And then what's the other one? What's his name? Carson Palmer, he was good. Alex Smith was decent. But yeah, Alex Smith went to Utah though.
Yeah, he went to Utah.
It's not too many like you're a quarterback coming from a California school. I'm not a big fan of, man.
Not impressed.
Yeah, just not impressed. I've never been impressed with Sam Darnold even coming in college. I didn't really see it from him. But yeah, we can kind of move on from this game. I mean, Jets are a favorite by 4.5. I think they'll cover. I think they'll win this game. Score of 24-10. New York. I'm gonna say. What you got?
I'll say 24-17.
24-17?
Yeah.
Okay, so you both got the Jets covering.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Tennessee at Indianapolis. Now, this one here has some very good potential playoff ramifications. Tennessee, that division, the AFC South is wide open at this point.
Yes, is all four in the race?
I believe so. And
at least three.
I didn't print out the standings for us. My bad on that one. But I'm about to bring it up right now. So right now in the AFC South, I think you got all three teams, three teams I should say, Texans, Colts, and Titans all in one game with one another. The Texans are leading the division right now at 7-4. The Colts are 6-5. Tennessee 6-5. Okay. Jacksonville 4-7. They're pretty much out of it at this point. Since switching over to Ryan Tannehill as a quarterback,
that has paid dividends.
Has definitely paid dividends. They have looked solid. It looks like they're rally behind the Tannehill train right now.
Yes.
And this one here is going to be tough for Indy. Even though they're at home, Tennessee's defense is solid. Tannehill has not been making a critical mistake. Derrick Henry, I don't know what it is about this dude. Second half of NFL season, he turns into a different player.
Yes.
I don't get it.
That's a big back.
It happened. Yeah, he's a big.
That's a big back, boy.
That dude, like what, 6'3"?
Yes.
250 plus.
He looked like his ass should be on the offensive line when he out there.
Dude be fucking having 75 and 99-yard runs and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is
I saw him literally take the wheel out of my Kansas City Chiefs. The DBs, you know. They saw him get through that line. It was like, oh, God, here we go. You know, that's the advantage of having a big back like that. One of those big bruisers, you know.
Yeah, he did almost go for 200 on y'all.
Yeah, you ain't had to bring that up.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that was.
Did y'all win?
No.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the season right now, he has almost 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Derrick Henry's a beast. Shout out to Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I like Indy. I like Jacoby Brissett.
I agree with you.
I like that team overall.
They have a solid roster too.
They do. I mean, you had if Andrew Luck didn't retire and was still the quarterback of this team, like you be talking about like Indy potentially being representatives of the AFC in the Super Bowl. Yeah, this is a tough one for me to pick, honestly. I don't know, man. What you thinking?
That's a 2.5 spread.
2.5 point spread. Indy's his favorite. Actually, that might be too high.
I think I would take that Tennessee. You know, I think I would.
I'm leaning that way towards as well, man. Shit. You know what? I'm gonna go Tennessee. I like the way Tennessee's looking right now. They won their last 2 games. Indy lost their last game against Houston. Tennessee got that momentum going.
Tennessee have a different energy right now, too.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. They have a real different energy. Derrick Henry's running hard as shit right now. The receivers are solid. Defense is playing really good. I think it might be a little bit too much for Indy, honestly, man. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a close game. I got a score. Give me 17-14, Tennessee.
You stole the words right out of my mouth.
Really?
Man. That's what I was going with.
You 17-14?
17-14.
Okay.
A knockdown, drag-out fight.
Yeah. It's going to be a division rival battle. I can see some turnovers, but at the same time, I think kind of the difference is that running game of Tennessee and the offensive line. They have a really solid offensive line, too.
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Tannehill make a few plays with his legs.
That's another factor.
To seal the game.
That's another factor.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. All right. So, yeah, Tennessee 24 or 17-14.
17-14.
Yeah, we both rolling that one there. All right, next game on the slate here. Another game that, there's a couple of these games here. I didn't realize there's this many. Cleveland-Pittsburgh.
This was an interesting one.
Really interesting. So last time these teams played together or against one another, Cleveland kind of dominated Pittsburgh, honestly. Mason Rudolph sucks. He's not good.
I agree.
And
get that bum out of here.
Right. And then so Cleveland beat Pittsburgh, and then obviously at the end of that game, we all know what happened. Rudolph tried to rip off Myles Garrett helmet because he was mad.
Took a nut shot.
Took a nut shot. And then he got even more mad when Garrett lifted him up with one fucking hand by the helmet and ripped his shit off.
Don't poke the bear.
Right. And then was stupid enough to go back at that man that just lifted your ass up with one hand while being held back by one of your offensive linemen. So that should be a good indication of how strong and dangerous this guy can be.
Yes.
You might want to leave him alone at that point. But no. I'm going to go
especially when your offensive lineman, was it DeCastro?
I think it was DeCastro, yeah.
DeCastro had him, right?
Yeah.
He's diffusing the situation. He's
Right.
walking him back.
Right.
Garrett doesn't seem like he's putting up that big of a fight with DeCastro, right? And then you go throw yourself back in the mix.
Not smart. That is not smart.
That's not using the nugget, man, at all. At all.
And then got bopped in the head. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago when it happened. I mean, hey, I don't condone it, but I understand why it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm, hey, man.
And some folk don't learn until it's their turn.
Exactly. And it's kind of one of those things. It's like, that's kind of what you get.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be fucking around with somebody and then get mad when they hit you hard.
Yes, exactly.
And the man got a weapon in his hand. I mean, hey.
Yes.
But,
And the crazy part about it is, man, we teach that lesson at an early age, right? You know, you get a 2-year-old, he's walking around the house, and you're like, oh, don't touch that iron. That iron is hot. Say it with me, hot.
Hot, daddy.
That is hot, right? And then he touch it. And then it's like, ooh, shit, he burnt me, hot. Now that 2-year-old is smart enough to know, moving forward, I am not going to touch that iron because it's hot. In fact, they see an iron, they go in the opposite direction. I'm getting out of the room where mommy is pressing those clothes with the iron because it's hot. Your boy Rudolph felt the iron was hot and then went back for more. He's not smart.
That's not smart.
So didn't mean to beat a dead horse with that one, but
Hey man, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm
not gonna lie.
I'm curious about certain players' psyche.
It's still kind of funny as hell for me. Like, I was dying laughing when I seen it happen. I'm like, oh shit, he just got bopped in the head with the helmet. So what's your overall thoughts on this game? Cleveland, Pittsburgh, division rivalry. They're both still in the playoff hunt. Pittsburgh's sitting at 6-5. Cleveland sitting at 5-6, and Cleveland has won 3 in a row after looking pretty much dead in the water. They still got life. They could still potentially get that wild card spot. A very, very, very slim chance of winning the division as long as my Ravens just implode some reason.
Which I doubt.
Exactly. But yeah, what's your overall thoughts on this one, man?
I have never seen Cleveland beat the Pittsburgh Steelers twice in 1 year. In fact, the fact that they have one win already, I think they're good for a few years now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Brown Steelers, right? I'm expecting coaching to be the difference in this game, not so much talent on the field. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one. I think Mike Tomlin is going to rally the troops, remind them of that debacle of the last game, have a nice game plan drawn up for his team, and I think they're going to beat the Cleveland Browns.
They got Hodges starting this week, the third stringer, who
he looks pretty good.
He looks better than Rudolph.
Yes, he does.
He looked good I remember when we played him and we knocked Rudolph out the game, and Hodges came in. He looked better than what Rudolph was looking like. I was like, yo, get that brother back in, man.
Yes.
Yeah, get Rudolph back in the game.
That's but searching for the starter. Where he at?
Exactly, for real, man. But yeah, I like Hodges. I gotta see I hope Connor is playing. Well, not necessarily hope, but I think Connor is playing in this game as well. And then also Pittsburgh defense has been awesome. They have been carrying this team, especially since the addition of Mika Fitzpatrick.
And so many people doubted that trade when it happened, right?
I was one of them, honestly.
Same here.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Pittsburgh, you having a bad season to start off with. I'm thinking like they're going to be like a top 10 pick in the upcoming draft. But since that Fitzpatrick trade, he's looked like fucking defensive player of the year.
Yes.
Seems like every week he's making a splash play, a pick six here, a fumble here, fumble recovery there,
yes.
A couple of tackle for losses there. I'm like, damn, Minka looking like he look like a second coming to Troy.
He does.
You know what I mean?
He does.
And they was able to get him for a first rounder. Yeah.
So him leaving up out of Miami, it definitely is a good thing for him. That guy's balling right now.
He is.
Yeah.
And I do like the point that you made with head coaching, because Tomlin is leaps and bounds a better head coach than for what Freddie Kitchens is.
All day long.
Yeah, Freddie Kitchens, the culture in Cleveland, you need a strong head coach to be handle all of those diva personalities. Like you got Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, Myles Garrett, and then the biggest diva of them all, and Odell Beckham. It takes a special type of head coach to be able to handle all those egos, have them with the right mindset, and have them all ready to go with one goal in mind. And he has not done that.
And I think for the Cleveland Browns, to the point you're making in terms of head coach, what they should be looking for, they need a players coach, someone like Andy Reid, but they also need someone who has that balance, right? Mm-hmm. So someone between an Andy Reid and a Tom Coughlin, kind of like, that's going to actually get that franchise moving in the right direction. Mm-hmm. Someone firm, but can also have that soft approach when necessary.
Yeah.
Because that is a lot of egos in that. There's a lot of egos in that locker room.
Would you say Cleveland has been the most disappointing team in the AFC this year?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with all the talent they accumulated this offseason. Yes. I remember people pegging them like fucking AFC, the AFC North champions, but then also like penciling them in as the one of the contenders in the AFC Championship game.
Now, I thought when I was hearing that type of talk that people were off their rockers.
Yeah, I did
right?
too.
Because I looked at you saw Lamar Jackson coming last year. Mm-hmm. You saw, and come on now. I mean, hardball is hardball, right? This is a Super Bowl winning coach, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you saw them play good defense, run the ball well last year, and you saw Lamar Jackson made some plays with his arms, right? Mm-hmm. I felt that he was only going to get better, in his year two. Just knowing what type of player he seems to be, he has that aura about him. I'm talking about Jackson, that is. So for them to go ahead and crown the Cleveland Browns, I thought that was very premature. Baker Mayfield does a whole lot of talking. Yeah, he did good to close out the season last year. But for me, there wasn't enough facts. You know, there wasn't enough substance, should I say.